I'm going to be sending out a 5-page review sheet, and that review sheet's entitled, I'll just zoom this up a little bit for you, A&P1 Test 2 Review. And that basically is the study guide for the second exam. And I'm just going to go through a few of these so you can kind of understand how to really understand what they mean. So the first one is your heading of voluntary muscle. So just remember that voluntary muscle is also called striated muscle. Remember, striated muscle is striped. And it gets that striped appearance from the A band and the I band and the H zones using those protein myofilaments. It also is highly vascular, which means it's got a really powerful and a lot of blood supply in it. It produces heat. Just think that when we have our kind of shivering effect, that shivering is us moving our skeletal muscles to produce body heat. It uses energy. That's why when we are not very aerobic, we tend to develop lactic acid buildup, and we have that burning or pain in our muscles after working out. It has long cells. Remember, the cells are very long. If I was looking at the gastrocnemius, just kind of think the gastrocnemius could have a cell going the entire length of my leg. And remember, the key is it's got 100 to 1,000 peripheral nuclei, not central nuclei. Always think of the example I gave you, that you had the person that never went to the gym. He probably has 100 nuclei per cell. If we had someone that worked out all the time, he would have 1,000 nuclei per cell. But remember, we only produce more sarcomeres. We don't produce more muscles. If we have 657 muscles when we never go to the gym, and if we go to the gym every day, we still have 657 muscles. So same with all of these. You'll see each one of these has a heading, and each one of them has something to know about that heading. As you go to the other sheets as it goes along, you'll see that what I've done is taken muscles and given them what I call a common way to remember those names. So for example, if I said the sad face maker is a depressor anguli oris, how do I remember that? Well, just really kind of draw yourself what that might look like. So if you said to me, what does a depressor anguli oris look like? Well, let's see, depressor. So this is what I want you to do. And this way you'll understand it and you'll remember it. Depressor means to depress or to lower. Anguli is the angle of the mouth. And oris is the mouth. So if you said to me, well, let's draw what that muscle looks like. If you just said, well, this is your face, and these are your eyes, and this is your nose. Well, if I want to show what the depressor anguli oris is, it's this very sad face. So the vectors of that muscle are in that direction. It's depressing the angle of the mouth. And that's why it's making the sad face. Okay? Same thing of the rest of them as you go along, but it goes through each of these and tries to make them very simplified. Like this one here says, what causes goosebumps? A few minutes ago I said skeletal muscle causes us to produce heat. If you look at the answer, it's the erector pili. So the erector pili are what we do when we shiver, and when you're shivering, you're trying to produce heat. So what you need to do is go through each of those muscles. It looks like there's not a lot of material there, but there's quite a lot of material sitting in front of you. It's just like when I look here, it says drooping eyelids. What's drooping eyelids? Well, it's the word ptosis. But you want to think about what would be a pathologic condition associated with ptosis. The answer to that would be myasthenia gravis. So don't just take the sheet and say, well, I'm going to do it and just going to read this over and over and over again, and that's going to answer the test for me. What this is going to do for you is it tells you a term, it tells you the answer to that term. So now you can go to the textbook, you can go to McKinley, you can go to AP Revealed and look each of these up. See where those muscles are located. Like, for example, up here it says the pouting muscle, mentalis. Well, just take a look on AP Reveal. Look for the mentalis on the sides of the medial to the mental foramen of the mandible, and you'll see how that not only is going to be innervated by the seventh cranial nerve, but you'll see how it gives that pouting action.